Mariam, I believe that's how you pronounce her name. If I'm pronouncing it incorrect, please let me know. All right, so my name is tough to pronounce as well, so I know how it feels. Okay, so I'm going to show you something because I think you missed somewhat of the point of retopologizing this guy, right? And it's actually a lot easier than you think. So I'm just going to hide some of this stuff for a second to make this a little bit easier on my end. Because it seems like on both files that you submit, you're just showing me. I'm just going to close this for a minute. Sorry, I'm just going to... Why do I have that much real estate so small, huh? It's going to make it kind of more difficult if I can't figure out how to. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to hide this guy for a minute. The outliner. There should be a button that hides the outliner. Oh, it is. Okay, I'm going to hide this, and there we go, right? Okay, so yeah, so what I'm saying here to you is that you have a model that's somewhat set up. I don't even know if I can use it. Yeah, see, like everything's kind of weird. Why is your model all the way out here? That's the question, right? It should be more. Let me just focus more on this. Even this is kind of incorrect, right? That just doesn't look right, and it's so detached and everything, and it shouldn't be like that. So first thing I'm going to do is I'm going to delete that, select this, go right up to the model. And obviously, you know, some of these parts have issues, right? Like the lip is not connected, right? So you have to do it in a rhythm. First off, select the whole model, including the mouth, and look for combine. Make it into one. The next thing I'm going to do is I'm going to go ahead and I'm going to center this. So if I look at, oh, this is already centered. So then I'm going to take the actual, this here, or snap to grid. And I'm going to snap this pivot point right to the middle of the screen. So here we go. Zoom in, hit F. Right, so I need to snap it right in here. There. So now it's aligned right in the spot. It's going through the grid, and that's fine, right? You get these two values change. Now I'm going to turn this off and move this a little bit up. Okay. And the reason why I want to do this is I want them to be above the grid. The next thing I'm going to do is I'm going to modify and freeze the transformation. When I do that, it's going to reset these values to 0, meaning that it's going to adapt this new transformation, the movement that I just made, right? So freeze, bingo, right? But now I'm going to freeze or reset the transform, so it puts it in the middle of the grid. We're ready to rock and roll now, right? Now, there was a reason why we had to combine the lip and the head, I guess, and because if we want to make the topology, we need to do that, right? So we're gonna now go ahead and delete the history, because there's history here, right? So just clean it up. There, it's all gone. So now it's just a shape that came out of ZBrush. I can tell, I think, because this name it looks familiar. It looks like a ZBrush name. Okay. So now what? Well, we're going to turn on the live mode. So there it is. It's live. Right? And now we can go ahead and start retopologizing. Right? So the quad draw. Right? So with a quad draw, all we have to do is like say we'll start from the side here, like the neck. So 1, 2, 3, right? then 1, 2, and 3, and hit shift, and there you go, right? And then another one right here, and then the center, right? So I'm going big quick, but that's for a reason, right? Then here we'll do the same. Right? So now we have the whole neck. Obviously we're going to fix this. We can move it down if you wanted to. Right? So keep it more of a circle. Now look, it's not perfect. I mean, you know, there's more information there, but we're going to just ignore that for now. The point is, try to work large, right? Try to work, at first we're trying to block out the shape. That's all we're doing, right? So what I'm going to do is I'm going to do this, attach and attach, right? And again, we're doing the bottom, right? So the middle here. And then, of course, for the ear part, I'm just going to move this over like this, right? To make it helps the neck sort of form. Then this, and then we do that, right? So we have that now correct. Now we're going to do this, like this, right? And then we're going to bring it closer to the ear. Not too, yeah, something like that, right? Don't worry about this part with the earlobe, right? We're just trying to make the shape. Right? So this way, when we're let's do one more time. Right? And there we go, right? So now we have the ear portion done. Now this could have been done better, and I have to admit. So I'm going to delete this and use the control key to draw a cut, right there. So now I'm going to go ahead and use this. And this. That's better, right? So, because then I can just move this down a little bit, something like that, right? Looks like Robocop. Okay, so now all we have to do is just space these out as evenly as possible, like leave somewhat of a well spaced, right, geometry, right? So now we can start building a mouth. Mouth is easy, so start from the center first, right? So we're gonna do it on top of the lip, right? And another one right here, right? And just move it out a little bit, actually. And then another one here, and again, right? And right here. So now we're gonna go ahead and join these guys, and there we go. Right? So we got the center, or sorry, the mouth region. I'm gonna fix these now, right? And then eventually we will cut these guys for more. But remember, again, like I said before, we're gonna keep this simple as we can, right? That's the objective, anyways, right? So again, you can just kind of get them joined this way, right? And same thing with the eyes. Then I do this, then I do this, then this, right? And then this and this, you know what I mean? So it's, you can kind of see it, right? I just move this in a little bit more because I think it might be too far out. And then, so now we can just build a loop around the eyes, right? Right, so now that we have that, we can probably make the loop a bit bigger, right? So we're gonna do this, right? Okay, and then we're gonna definitely attach these two. I'm gonna put a middle point though. It's always good to have a symmetry line, right? See that? And then I'm gonna add that line to make the tear duct, right? So let's fix this now, because this is gonna lead to a mouth crease, right? This is gonna be the continuation, right? To finish the eyes. So we need a little bit more here. Like we need to add that, right? And then a middle row, right? So now we're gonna refine the nose a little bit better. So we'll undo that. We'll click, and then it's gonna be like that. Then the top of the nose, right? Add another row here so we can just kind of connect it like that. No, we want to still keep that like that, so that we will have to add that part now, right? Perfect. So now this is leading to where exactly what I need this to be, right? This is all practice, by the way. So of course, you know, the first time around, you're gonna sort of try to figure out. But if you follow the same rhythm that I'm doing this, then you won't have a problem whatsoever, right? So I'm gonna just make this into that, and that, and click, and then click. Gets tricky when you make it that small, but then change your angle of the camera and see if you can actually select it better, right? Like that. Now, this is not what I want. We need to make this into 2, right? There. If you can't do it, then just move this over. There we go. And then move the point like that. Right? Do not worry about how it looks, right? Right now, we still need to work on this even more. So now this, right? And then we're going to just start to position them a little bit more. And I'm going to show you a faster way though, because there is always a faster way. Now I don't like the way it's going like this. That's not good. So I'm going to delete that. And that's the beauty about Maya, is that we can redraw this, right? So what we're going to do is then instead we're going to draw them like so. That seems to be a bit better. Right? Look at that. So now it's no longer stretched like I was before. In the mouth, I can actually add more edge loops now. See that? Right? Around the mouth. And even the eyelids. Right? And then the neck. Right? The chin. Right? And then right here too. Right? And then right here. See how I'm doing it quick, right? So it's only been like 15, 16 minutes, but I almost have the whole head retopologized. So I'm gonna skip the ears. The ears are obviously it's gonna take a bit longer, and I do have a lot more students to grade, so I don't want to take too much time. But you should get the idea from this, right? Click, click in the middle, right? So it's getting a little bit more busy in the terms of polygons, but now what I can do is there's a way to select one edge, but you know what, it's probably better just to do it this way, right? And then just fill the gaps, right? So now we're left with the top of the head, right? And we can sorry, hold on one second. We can sort of bring this more forward, in other words, sort of loop around. So if I draw one here, one right here, right? Let me see, that's going to be one. No. And here, okay, so bring it like this. And then connect it in here somehow, right? There. Fill that. And then adjust this. And then the rest is just going to be a matter of doing it this way. So watch what I'm going to do, right? Oops. Right? So it's all uneven, right? Because up here has less vertices. But if we sort of do it this way, we now have one here, then another one here. We're not that far, right? Then we can fix the back of the head by adding one right here, or another one right here, right here. And so now we have to sort of spread these guys out. So I'll do it this way. So now we have just this area, right? So what we can do is spread them out a bit and then draw one last one, and there we go, right? At least I think it's the last one. I think we need to draw one more. There, right? So now we have to fix a few things up here, right? So we have this really strong line in the middle, and that's not good. So what we're gonna do is fix that, right? So I'm gonna just grab this one here too, right? Just to add a little bit more to the mouth. And the eyes, I think they're fine, although we could use one right here, one right here, right? Okay, so if we select the shift key, right, it brings up the relax tool. So now watch what happens, right? It starts to distribute these guys and it relaxes them, right? How it should be, right? So let's try it up here. So we're going to fix the middle here and distribute it the better way, like more evenly. So or else it's going to look like a corner, right? It's so much easier to do with that tool, relax tool, holding shift and just paint over, right? See him up here. And there we go, right? So now the mouth obviously needs a little bit more work. So that's very easy though. All you have to do is just click a few times, right? And then you can start joining these right away, right? Then we get this. Then we're gonna look at this more like this. Okay, so it's not gonna work. There's a corner here. There we go. There we go, right? So now I can just push this back like that, then like this, and then just finish the whole mouth. Like I said, sometimes you have to move the vertices out manually, right? In order for this to work a little bit better. And then a loop, right? See that? So now we're starting to get the shape of the mouth. The nose. There we go, right? And then I'm just going to do this. And another one here, right? Just kind of fix it and soften it. Look at that, 25 minutes and I have pretty much almost the whole face. So it's not a job that takes hours, right? But once you get the idea on how to sort of pull this off, then it's actually not so bad, right? So yeah, so now I have a model. Like I said, I'm going to skip the ears for now. Right, but I just wanted to show you that it's not actually that difficult, right? I'm gonna close the nose because right now it's all open, so I'm just gonna do this. Pull this a bit further. Pull this like that. Like that and like that. So I'm just gonna close it, right? And I would do the same thing with the eyes. The eyes I would actually I'm gonna leave it like that, and I'll show you why. Because if I wanna make the eye socket inside the eye, all I'm gonna do now is exit the actual move to quadra by just clicking move, and then hit object mode, and there. So now if I isolate just that object, and here it is, that's what we have, right? And the beauty about it is now we can modify this. Now I'm going to check the channel box, and you're going to see that this is all history, right? This is all what we did, right? And it's a lot, right? It's a lot. So the first thing I'm going to do is I'm going to wipe out that information because it'll slow down Maya. It'll cause crashing too, by the way, right? So it's good to at some point go and delete the history like this. There, it's gone now. So no longer is going to take a lot of room. And now we can start manipulating this, right? Any way we can. Right, so first off, if I want to make the eye sockets, all I'm going to do is grab this, and I have the other one selected, so it'll be okay. Whoa, I have no idea what just happened. So let's investigate. I have this turned on. I'm going to turn that off, and then move this again. So I had to turn it off, the snaps, right? For this to work. It was trying to actually snap on the other model, believe it or not. So and so that would have been a problem. And next I'm gonna go ahead and move this like this, right? So move it out as best as you can. So I'm gonna go and show you guys in the inside for a minute so we can see what's happening in here, right? This is the shape that we have, the eyeball shape. But normally what I do is just keep it organized. I grab the scale tool and scale it like that. And then the rotate tool comes in right after. Now I don't know why my rotate tool's acting all weird. It's probably because it's component. Weird. There we go. I had to turn off. I have to put it back to default. Right, so now I'm gonna go ahead and rotate it like this to follow somewhat of the same direction of the eye spacing. Right, and then scale tool again and scale it this right here, right? So to make it a little bit bigger, right? Now you're gonna have to watch out for this. because if you make it too big, it's gonna go out on the other side of the face and it's gonna look weird. So two things, you can actually rotate it again, something like that, and then make sure that this portion is not messed up, right? And then you can go ahead and continue this process, right? You can scale it a little bit up on the y-axis, right? And then move it back. And then you can close it, right? And then just leave it like that. Or you can actually, if you really want to, you can actually take these edges and merge them, right? Or so let me show you what I mean by that. So I'm gonna just move it over a little bit, and if I deselect this guy here, then the top and the other one, these 4 edges, I should be able to use bridge. And it didn't work. Right, so I'm gonna just deselect this. And do it manually. So click and click, bridge. So huge. Right, then this bridge, and then of course this, and this is a try. So we'll have to use the cut tool and start adding a little bit more to this. So now since we have that, we can bridge this like that, right? Double click the edge and then hold shift and then right click and go fill hole, right? There we go, right? So now 2 options. Hit number 1, so you go back to the polygonal, and then you can then take this and just unite to the middle here, right? Actually, this one here, because then this way you'll end up with 4 corners, so that'll be a quad right here too. And then you have 5 here, so it's an n-gon. So let's just make one a triangle. So let's make this one a tri. It's inside the eye, so nobody's gonna see that, right? So it's okay to have it in there, right? There we go, right? So now we have that. We can then go ahead and then adjust some of the vertices. So let's say this guy here, for example. Make a tier dock, right? And now for you to do the blend shapes properly, right? I'm gonna do one right now. This is gonna be a neutral head. So the first thing I'm gonna do is I'm gonna go to attribute editor and name this or maybe you're doing even in the outliner. And call this neutral. Or I'm just gonna call it main for now, main. Right. And so I'm going to copy this. And here's a copy. And this one's going to be called smile. Right? So I'm going to close this, focus on this by hitting F. And then I'm going to go to the sculpt tools, right? And I'm going to grab this gap here, the move tool. Now I have a small brush, so you can double click the move tool and increase the size, but I prefer to do it in a different way, and the strength is at 100%. I like to hold the B button on the keyboard and then use the left click up and down, right? So now, having symmetry turned on, I can then grab the mouth and start to change the shape, right? Right? So smile will cause the mouth to go up a little bit as well. Okay. And then the eye tiny bit, right? Right? And so now all I have to do is stop that, grab I have my shape tool here, right? At least I used to have, oh, it's right here, shape tool. And so I want to target this face, and so all we do is create, blend shape, and there we go, right? So I hate how huge this window looks. I'm working at 4K monitor, but for some reason I can't record that size, so I have to shrink it to 1080p. But it doesn't matter, right? So I'm gonna go and make him smile, right? So now having him like that means that I can grab move tool again and make adjustments, right? So it's a smile. So that means that the smile would also cause a mouth to go inwards a tiny bit. And like this as well, right? Now this is a little bit too big, so I'm going to just shrink it like that, right? And now we can test it out, right? And that's simple, guys. So I did this under 40 minutes, right? It's 38 minutes. And I'm going to, you know, I know this is for you, Mariam, but I'm going to also post this on line so everybody else can share and see how, you know, this task can be, it seems difficult, but if anything, it doesn't have to be, right? Keep it simple, you know, do the things that I just did, because the way I topologize them was working with large groups first, right? Don't do it little by little by little by little, right? Do it large with something that is manageable, and you can then use the blend shapes, right? So, and now the next step is, you know, let's say make another face. Right, so now I can just name this guy. So this one's called main one, but I want to call it, let's say upper for now, upper for the upper muscles. So let's grab the move tool, Make him a little bit surprised, right? Now it's kind of cartoony, right? But you know, helps to see what you were doing. And then I'm gonna delete this blend shape, right? So what I'm gonna do is I'm gonna select the way it's gonna work. Select the blend shapes first, and then the main head, right? The main head, because you're gonna apply this to this, apply to this to this, and then create blend shape. There you go, 1 and 2. So now we can then take a combination, right? The upper with a smile, right? There we go, guys. That's it. So, you know, something to get used to, right? I'm making it look easy. In essence, it is. But I think if I show you guys the tools, then you'll be able to mimic what I did in under 40 minutes, right? So at least, you know, my tutorial is going to be under 40 minutes. But for you guys, I hope it'll be under an hour, right? So that's it. So I'm going to leave it like that. And any questions you might have, then you're more than welcome to shoot me a text, right? See you then.